What do creative people living in the Florida Keys like us, who have full-time jobs in order to pay bills, what do you do in your free time to exercise and use your creative brain and feed your creative soul? That's the question, and this podcast will provide answers. My name is Nancy Truesdale. Welcome to Creatives in the Keys. Nancy, I'm watching you paint, and I'm looking at this stunning image of a dog. What breed of dog? What is that?
This is a standard poodle owned by a friend of mine who asked me to paint him.
He's on a black background with gray and white and brown contrast, and it's freaking stunning. I'm drawn to the light in the eyes. What got you, you're an accomplished painter. Why are you coming to Sue Jankowski's paint night at Puerto Vallarta on Wednesday nights? Why are you here?
I am here because this is my therapy. This is my space to come and kind of forget about the week, forget about my stress, my personal life, my work, and just focus on what I'm doing and concentrate and surround myself with amazing people.
I can definitely sense that this is a creative space as I look around the restaurant at Puerto Vallarta. Brightly colored walls, beautiful lanterns, fiesta atmosphere. So the creativity is here. But how did you find this? What got you started coming to paint night?
So I think everybody came to paint night in a different way, but personally, I was recommended to come here by one of my friends, Christy Hughes, and I guess she had heard about it from a friend of hers, so it's kind of word of mouth.
So the word of mouth, is it more about the environment? Is it more about the instructor? What's the buzz?
I think it's the instructor. I think Sue brings an element of comfort, confidence to the painter. I think she makes everybody feel like they can't do anything wrong, which is huge for me because I was a novice starting out a couple years ago and didn't think I could do anything right or paint a straight line. And she really made me feel like I could do no wrong, and I'm addicted now.
As somebody who's been coming for several years, what is it like on a week-to-week basis? Is it mostly locals? Are there tourists? Give us a breakdown of what the evening is like.
Sort of a variety. We usually have a core group of locals that come that are kind of the OG original veterans that paint. And then we also have a few out-of-town tourists that'll come and kind of dabble in it. And I think that this venue here at Puerto Vallarta kind of welcomes that new element, and we're always open for new people and new painters.
There's this combination of we're in a Mexican restaurant, have a margarita or not, have some chips and salsa or not, sit at the bar, come paint with us in the side room. Like it's really got this anything is okay kind of feel. But as I look across the table, there's 8 of us, 9 of us here. Frogs, lighthouses, dogs, frigate birds. Everything's being painted. What do you think is unifying this diverse group?
Well, part of the unification, I think, is that we don't have to paint the same thing. So the beauty is I don't want to paint the same thing that somebody else does. I want to paint my own thing that inspires me, and that's what's unique about this paint group is we're all in it for artistic therapy and in it for fun, yet we all want to be inspired by something different, and Sue fosters that in each of us.
Well, let's say I came my first night. I have no idea what to paint. I found it, on some, website. I'm here for paint night. What can I expect as the new painter?
As the new painter, Sue would walk you through everything that you need to do. She would make you feel very comfortable and confident. She would have you probably look through a variety of photographs and see what you're interested in painting. and kind of guide you in something that wouldn't be too challenging as a novice painter, but definitely steer you in an area of interest that focuses on you. And then once you start painting, she'll tell you the basics of what to lay down first, how to focus on maybe bringing shadows, darker colors out first and highlighting later, what to do with your canvas, what brush to use for what skill. So she kind of walks you through every bit of it.
So is this a comfort zone for beginner painters all the way through highly experienced?
Oh, absolutely. This paint group is so unique. Everywhere else you go, it seems like it's paint by numbers and just so standard, we're all going to do the same thing. And what I love about this group is you can have zero experience but walk out of here with a beautiful painting that you're very, very comfortable with, very happy with, very proud of. And Sue fosters all of that. And you can be an experienced painter and allowed to paint whatever your heart's desire.
I'm curious, what is your favorite part of paint night? Why do you keep coming back week after week?
Oh, so many things. For me, it's, again, the therapy, the letting go of all of the stress of work, of whatever you've been through in your life that's stressing you out. You leave it at the door. You have to focus on your canvas and the paint and what you're going to do with it. And then the company. It's an incredible group of people who are all really strong-willed and passionate, and there's this camaraderie.
I know that Sue occasionally does paint classes by arrangement, and I know you're a mother. Has your daughter, who is a middle school age child, has she painted with Sue too?
Yes, absolutely. My daughter Riley is 13, and she has painted with Sue off and on since she was about 7. And Sue makes everyone feel like they can do no wrong. She has given my daughter this confidence in painting and, again, in sort of art therapy. And I think it's empowering for young kids to be able to do that. So any age is welcome with Sue.
I know that occasionally on her Facebook page she'll post, such and such a day, such and such a time, a paint class for children. And would you recommend that for parents that are looking for something for their children to do if they're in town for the week or, just passing through the Keys?
Absolutely. I think that there's nothing more stimulating for a young child's mind than to be able to express themselves with art. And Sue, again, fosters that in kids. She fosters that in adults. And sometimes she turns a kid's session into a mom and kids session, which is really special. And if it's a holiday coming up, she'll help them create something for a holiday gift, Mother's Day, Christmas, whatever it is. So it's a win-win.
Thank you so much. I feel like I've got a better picture of what's going on here. I appreciate your time, and I hope that I can get a picture of the dog before I leave. I'd like to add that to our images section, because this dog, y'all, I feel like I can reach out and just pet him. He's adorable.
Thank you so much.
I have to be honest, Jewel is like one of the bright lights in my life. She was a student in my AP Macroeconomics class, and I'm here with Jewel. Why are you here at Paint Night? Why are you at Puerto Vallarta?
Hi. So, my mom and I, we do paint nights here. I've been doing it since I was, 14, and I'm 18 now, almost 19. So I'm home from school right now. I go to UF. And
University of Florida?
Yes, University of Florida. And I just finished up my first year. I'm studying painting. But it's great. It's great to be home and be back with my little community and seeing all my good people that I've been painting with since I was a freshman in high school.
Does your mom bribe you to come? Like, what's the story?
No, not at all. I love being here. It's a really nice sense of community, and I love these people, and I'm so close to them. So it's so nice to be in a spot where you feel comfortable with so many creative people, and you're able to talk about things that you maybe wouldn't be able to in different kind of settings. So it's really special to me.
I have to tell you that I had to like run around the table like 5 times to grab her because Joel is, oh, let me get you that paintbrush, or oh, you need some more blue, or I'll help you lay that out. Like, she is her mom's right hand, and she's running around helping anybody with anything, and is equally as a spot-on instructor. This girl has been working in painting since, I don't know, how old were you when you started?
Gosh, I don't even know. I feel like it was just, when people ask me that question, I don't really know how to answer, because I think there was just always supplies around the house, and my mom was an artist, my grandma was an artist, so it's a family thing, and I think it just came naturally to all of us. So I can't really put an age on it, but it's always been there.
So actually, when Joel's here, it's like you've got 2 instructors. Yeah. It's not just one, and there's lots and lots of support. So what is the draw? Like, why would somebody, from a teenager, why would all different ages want to be here?
It's just a nice environment. You're surrounded by, I feel like we hit the jackpot on the type of people that come down here. And even if they're tourists or whoever or locals, it's just, we find some really great people who are very interested in their craft and learning and experimenting. We have people doing commissions here that, didn't even paint however many a year ago or 6 months ago, and now they're getting commissioned paintings. But why would anybody want to come here? It's just a great night. You feel happy, you feel safe, you feel comfortable. It's a pretty cheap night just to have great supplies, good paint, good paintbrushes. We paint on wood a lot of the time, and it's really, I think it's a lot more unique than your traditional painting with a twist or paint by number type thing.
Or the paint and sip wine class.
Right.
Yeah. How is it different from that?
So we don't have everybody doing the same thing. So you can come in, you can bring your own inspiration, even if it's a photo you took or a photo your friend took or just something off the internet. But you just bring in whatever, and it's really, the structure of the class is very different from a painting with a twist kind of class. It's just a lot more open for interpretation and creativity.
What are the hours of the class, usually?
So we start at 5:30. We're at Puerto Vallarta right now, so people come for happy hour, they get their drinks, they get their food, they kind of come in, settle down, and then it usually ends at like 9 or 9:30. But it's really free. It's not like you have to go home at a certain point or start at a certain point. Whenever you feel good to paint, that's when you should paint.
And what is the cost of the class?
The cost is $25.
What if you have absolutely no idea what you want to paint? You don't know anything about painting. Like, what can somebody expect if they are like clueless?
Right. So we get a lot of these people, and it's totally okay, because as soon as we hear that out of their mouths, we know that by the end of the night, they will be very shocked at how well they've done. And even if you have no idea what you're doing, we can, and the people around you can pull something out of you that you might not even know you have. So just come with some inspiration and an open mind, because a lot can happen in the 3 or 4 hours that we're here.
I've seen families come, like whether it's mother-daughter or, the whole family or, siblings, whatever. And they all walk away with this, like, unique memory of their experience here. There's really something for everyone. I know I've seen you here with some of your friends. I've seen when she was a senior in high school and I was painting here, she brought some of her friends. Tell me what that was like to paint with your classmates.
It's so much fun. It's just such like a nice, unique experience, and you bond so much because it's like you're kind of feeling vulnerable, because a lot of people aren't used to expressing themselves creatively. Maybe they, are used to being a super great student or are used to being an athlete or whatever they are, but they sit down and they're like, how do I do this? So you kind of all bond together towards a common goal, and you just sit down and you learn, and it's really, it's really special.
For me personally, what I love is how welcoming it is. I get a thrill out of seeing who's coming in tonight, and whether it's somebody I've known for years or somebody brand new. It's fun because we're all connected by this love of painting and the camaraderie and the desire to be creative.
Exactly.
Yeah. How do you feel about painting in Puerto Vallarta? Because we haven't always been here. What do you think about this venue, this space?
So at first I wasn't sure, because it is a restaurant environment, and there's different things going on and everything. But now that we've been here for a couple weeks, or probably a month or two now.
2 months, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's really amazing because people come in, they eat food, they're well nourished, so they're ready to put their most creative mind out there. And it's really fun because people who are in the restaurant, they walk by and they're like, gosh, what's going on over there? That looks really fun. So we get a lot of people that come by and they see us painting and all that. So it's really special. I've really enjoyed being here. And the staff is just the most welcoming, kind, generous staff. That we're really thankful for them.
And the food is good.
I mean, the food is delicious.
And who doesn't like chips and salsa?
Right.
There's something here for everybody.
Totally.
And the colors and the decor, it's like a creative space, so it makes me want to be creative.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Jewel, thank you for your time, and I know that she's not here every week, but if you're lucky enough to be here when Jewel is here, you have won the lottery.
Oh my gosh, thanks.
I'm looking at this really, really beautiful image of an octopus, and I have to ask George, what brought you to paint night?
Well, I actually met Jewel over at Founders Park because I work out there every day, and she goes out to Founders Park as well. And she actually...
Founders Park is like the local park in Islamorada?
Correct, yeah. The park in the heart of Islamorada. So it's actually next to the visitor center, so if you're coming into Islamorada, you'll be able to just stop by, and it's right there. It's a beautiful space. You can work out outside, so it's awesome, and it's free for residents. So she told me about paint night, and I like painting. I enjoy it, so I decided to come on out, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Do you live here now in the Keys?
Yeah. I live just a few minutes up north in about mile marker 90, so that's just when the beginning of Islamorada.
So this is convenient to you. Did you think it was strange to come paint in a Mexican restaurant?
Not really. I thought it was awesome. I love Mexican food, so the moment they told me it was at a Mexican restaurant, I'm like, well, that comes with margaritas and quesadillas and all types of my favorite types of food. So I thought it was a lot of fun.
So what have you gained as an artist, as a painter? Like, are you new to painting? Like, what's your background with art?
Well, I actually have a pretty extensive background with art, but just a little different. Not really so much into color, but more ink and more traditional style. So, but it's really cool because Jewel knows exactly like what colors need to go where, and then she sets you up initially, and it just makes the whole process a lot easier because you don't have to guess on what color goes where. They pretty much supply you with what you need.
And when Jewel's here, it's like you get two for the price of one because you have Sue and Jewel.
Yeah.
So who's with you tonight? Who'd you bring with you?
So I brought about 7 of my coworkers from Postcard Inn, just down the road. So we're all local, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to all hang out, have some drinks, and paint. And you know what I like about this is that we don't all paint the same thing. That's a big deal because it's horrible just coming home with when you go to one of these...
like sip and paints?
Yeah, sip and paints. Everybody gets the same thing. At the end of the day, you all bring back the same painting, and nobody wants to see the same thing 7 times over. So it's kind of cool. One of my friends now is painting a shark.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I'm really digging his shark, by the way.
Yeah. Very violent.
Not everybody wants to do the shark, but he's going for it. I love it. Now, are all your friends experienced painters, or is it?
No, not at all. They actually were very worried about coming out, but I'd say overall they're doing a really good job.
I'm looking around the table and I see a lot of beautiful, beautiful art. Is there anybody here who's their first night?
Yes, all of them actually.
No way!
Yeah. It's all their first night.
This is some really beautiful. We've got some jellyfish. We've got we've got a really beautiful pastoral scene with trees.
Yeah, what do you call that?
I call this Sunset in Autumn.
Sunset in Autumn, inspired by the Florida Keys. Yeah. So, people, it's aspen trees, very Colorado, yes. Yeah, there we go. So there's a little bit of everything going on. Would you recommend this, though, to somebody who's only down here for like a week on a vacation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you get two experiences for the price of one. You get to come into a Mexican restaurant and have fun with your friends, and you could also paint and take something home with you. And usually most of the paintings here are actually Keys themed paintings.
Sure.
So you get your own keepsake that's not bought at some at the Rain Barrel, you bring something.
Tourist place.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah, exactly. And I shouldn't say that because I have art at the Rain Barrel, but
It's more special when it's yours.
Definitely, 100%.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Oh, no worries.
Hi, Liz. I am enjoying watching you unveil this really stunning, beautiful painting of jellyfish.
Yes, jellyfish underneath the sea.
They're beautiful.
It just feels very colorful and very playful. And you know what? It's not perfect, but that's the best thing about painting something with a bunch of jellyfish on. It could just look like your imagination of jellyfish.
Well, you came tonight with your inspiration, right?
I did. I'm one of those people who is like very inspired by things, and I do collect images. I'm always on Pinterest. I'm always on Instagram, and I kind of have an idea of something that I want to work with.
Well, you work in a creative environment, in my opinion. You are around beautiful clothing. You are. Well, tell us what you do.
Well, I've got a boutique in Alamorada, and I am from here. And growing up, there wasn't as much inspiration as there is now. So, growing up, I loved fashion. I was always in Miami looking for it. So I kind of wanted to offer something here for the locals that can inspire the fashionistas, and I hope that's what I'm doing.
And this artist work you sell also at your boutique.
I do. So I'm inspired tonight by Ellie Halpin. Ellie Halpin is an artist from Alaska. But as Alaska and the Florida Keys, the two things we really have in common are sea life. Everyone goes there for the water and for the sea life. So her jellyfish, I'm sure, look a little different than ours, but my interpretation is the Florida Keys jellyfish.
Well, they're beautiful, and I love them. And I like the sort of amorphous or amoebic type shapes that she's got there. And the colors are stunning.
Yes.
I love that. So, okay, I know you're local, and you've been coming to the paint class for a while, but if you were a tourist coming through the Keys, why should somebody come to paint night? Like, what does it have to offer?
Well, let me put it this way. When you come to the Keys, there's a couple of things you can do. Most of them involve the outdoors. So you can either fish, you can dive, you can come into shops and restaurants. But what do you do in the evening? Something really nice to do, particularly if you're here with a group of girls or you're here with the family, is take your inspiration from what you've seen and translate it to painting. Why not come and be inspired by being in a tropical environment and do something fun?
Take home your own created keepsake.
Inspired by what you've seen here. Most people come here and the things that they paint are inspired by something they saw diving or something they saw fishing. And some of us who live here, we're looking farther afield for inspiration, but if you came here and you saw a coral reef for the first time, wouldn't you want to try and translate it on the canvas?
Sure. So how does Sue help you get started? How does that work?
Well, when you come here, you don't have to be an artist. The steps are basically you sketch out an inspiration image, which she helps you with, but the most important thing is mixing all the colors and getting it together, because you're looking at an inspiration image and you think, I couldn't possibly do that. But it's a...
How does she help you with the colors?
She looks at your inspiration image and sees what you need and mixes the colors for you. So you get the palette mixed for you, and that's what makes your artwork translate to something better than beginner level.
Sure.
So you end up taking home something that's more advanced than what you would have done at home.
But if you want to mix your own colors, can you?
Absolutely. It's just something I've always relied on, is having a nice teacher who can help me kind of elevate my ideas.
Point you in the right direction.
Yes, I agree.
I gotcha. Well, what would you tell somebody who says, I have no artistic ability, I can't even draw a stick figure, I can't do this,
I've brought friends to painting class before that really said, this isn't for me, I'm not artistic. And if you're willing to take the, instruction, you're going to end up with something you want to put on your wall. And it's not because someone is going to help you along the way. It's just, it's easier than you think. And the margaritas here don't hurt.
Thank you, Liz.
What she said.
Yes.
Whether you're one of our regular visitors to the Florida Keys or you can't wait to visit for the first time, you'll want to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the Florida Keys. To learn all the secrets, tips, and the stuff we don't talk about to anyone but each other, visit 43keys.com. Sign up for our newsletter and never miss any of the exciting things we have planned for you. That's 43 Keys, the number 4, the number 3, keys.com.